The Constitution Week celebration is one of the flagship programs of the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE. The celebration was instituted in 2001 to commemorate the country's return to constitutional democratic rule. Significantly, April 28, 1992 was the day the Ghanaian electorate voted favorably in a referendum that adopted the draft Fourth Republican Constitution, which subsequently came into force on 7th January 1993. In the year 2000, NCCE held our first annual Constitution Week, a week of intensive public engagement on the 1992 Constitution, a week where we connect with different segments of society to remind us of our obligations as citizens, as well as the guidelines set out for entrenching and securing our democracy. Indeed, as a commission, we are constantly reminded, particularly during Constitution Week, of our key functions outlined in Article 233 of the 19th Constitution, the first of which states, and I quote, "The Commission is to create and sustain within society the awareness of the principles and objectives of this Constitution as the fundamental law of the people of Ghana." This year, 2022, is auspicious in the history of our Republic, as it marks 30 years of uninterrupted constitutional rule in the Fourth Republic. The NCCE holds the view, and I'm sure we can all agree, that having continuous constitutional rule for 30 years is a milestone that must be celebrated, particularly in view of our checkered political history and the overthrow of 3 previous Republican constitutions. In spite of any shortcomings of the 1992 Constitution or deficits of our democracy, we as a nation and a people have come a long way. However, that is not to suggest that there's no room for improvement. And 30 years later is perhaps a good time to pause and reflect on how far we have come and consider any steps, if necessary, to ensure our Constitution continues to be fit for purpose and carries the aspirations of our people as we head into the future. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, do permit me to highlight the major activities the NCCE is carrying out across the country to commemorate the 30-year anniversary of the 1992 Fourth Republican Constitution. We kick off our commemoration activities with a headline event actually happening right now, this most important public lecture on the theme, "After 3 decades of democratic rule under the 1992 Constitution, revisiting the agenda for constitutional reforms." After today's event and in the coming weeks, the NCCE will hold similar dialogues in each of the regional capitals on the same theme, and we will compile highlights and insights from these public lectures and other engagements lined up to feed the national discussion on this topic. At the district level, the Commission will engage identifiable groups, including the security services, on the above theme. To ensure that young people are not left out of this celebration, 10,000 basic schools across the country will be engaged on the sub-theme, "Sustaining Our Democracy, Ghanaian Values in Practice," with the aim to ignite the spirit of patriotism and respect for core national values such as discipline, trustworthiness, integrity, and loyalty.